Hey everyone, it's Kaustubh Varshney, and in this video I'm first gonna perform and then teach you a very basic card trick. This is one of the most impactful beginner's tricks which I know, and if you enjoyed the performance, stick around for the tutorial. Before I begin the performance, I can go ahead and give the deck a shuffle. And at this point, I'd ask a spectator to select any card they like. Maybe they take that one. Alright, now it's important that you don't forget this card. Alright, you need to remember this selection because now I'm going to place it into the middle of the deck, and if the audience wants, I can change the position of the card and place it anywhere they want. For now, I'm just going to place it there. The reason that the position does not matter is that if I simply snap my fingers, the card will come to the top. Look, is that the card? It was not. Okay, let me try one more time. If I snap my fingers, now your card should be on top. Let's see. Was that your card? Okay, so that's still not your card. Let's try a different approach. This time if I snap your fingers, look what happens. All the cards in the deck turn face up, except for one card. And this card is the chosen card. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to learn how to do this, there's a tutorial coming up afterwards. Okay, so the way this trick works is that there is a little bit of a setup involved before you can perform, and it's quite a basic setup. So what you have is a regular deck of playing cards, except the front three cards are face down and the rest of the deck is face up. Okay, this is the entire setup for the trick, and you are ready to perform. Now you're going to keep these three cards at the bottom, so you've got the entire deck and you've got these three cards here. Now I performed a shuffle in my performance, so if you want to shuffle the deck, you can do that. All you have to make sure is that before you put down this card, this first card, make sure you've gotten at least three cards down first, and then you can complete the rest of the shuffle, because that won't affect your setup at all. You're still ready to perform the trick. Now you have a spectator select any card. Okay, suppose they take this one, that's the 10 of hearts. The difficult part in this trick is that while they're looking at their card, you want to flip the deck over. That's the critical part of the trick, and that needs to be done in a way that's not noticeable. So one way magicians often employ is that they have a card selected and they say, okay, I'm going to turn around so that I don't see it. And when they turn around, they can do anything they want. They can just flip the deck over and the spectator will never notice. In my video, I made the card cover the whole camera and my hand flipped the cards over, but you can't do that when you're doing it in real life. You can't push the card in someone's face. So there are many ways to misdirect, and in that moment of misdirection, you flip the cards over. So now you have three cards face down, the face up deck, and the spectator's card. Next, you proceed to put the card in at any position. Make sure you don't spread the cards because that will show them that the whole deck is face up. So with the squared up deck, go ahead and place the card in any position. So now you've got the trick ready. You've got all the cards the same way and you've got their card face down. And you simply say that the card will rise to the top, and you show that it did not work the first time, and again you try and it again does not work the second time. Okay, maybe you noticed that there. When I was going to turn this card, I accidentally did this, and you can see what's happening there. So to avoid that, one way is you push off the card a little bit and then turn it over, or you just do it very slowly. You might still flash a bit there like I did. So this can take a little bit of practice, but you need to turn over the first two cards and show that it did not work. And now you've got this third card. The audience still believes that this is the entire deck facing this way, but you've pretty much got this thing ready. So you take this card, put them on top, and you want to spread right through. You don't want to spread like this because this reveals the face down card. So one way is that with your left thumb, you push off a chunk of cards and you proceed to spread through the cards till you reach this one, and you can reveal that this is the spectator's card. Okay, it's very simple, very effective, and I think there's very little chance that you mess up in the performance. Okay, so these are just going to be some additional tips for the performance. And the first one is going to be about the type of cards which you're using. Now, when you're doing this trick in particular, you want to make sure you use cards which look like this and not like this. I'm not sure if you can immediately spot the fundamental difference, so I'll tell you. The blue cards, they have a white border around the edges, and these cards have no border. They're a solid color. And the reason this becomes important is that in this trick we're going to have face down cards in the deck, right? We're going to have three of them which are facing the other way at the bottom. And if I hold the deck at an angle, you can very clearly see that these cards look physically different from the rest of them. And that's because of the white face, and there's no white border which can cover up for that. And with these cards, because I have got a white border, it doesn't make a huge difference if I hold the cards at any angle right now, as long as I don't go more than that. Well, you wouldn't. So from here, it looks like it's just a regular deck. You can't see that these cards are face down or face up. So that's one thing which I would like to mention, is often a question people have, that okay, what if people can tell that I've got face down cards? If you want to avoid that, you can simply use cards which have a border. And one more thing which people often have a problem with is that they have three face down cards and they're having a card selected. What if the spectator does not select any card? He keeps waiting for you to go and you reach here. Okay, then what do you do? Well, the first thing is that a normal spectator would not wait for you to reach the very last card. They'll normally take a card. But if you really, really want to avoid that happening, there is there are a couple of ways. The first way is that you simply present only about these many cards. Okay, you don't keep spreading. You don't do this. Instead, you spread out a few cards and hold them out. Okay, so the spectator has to choose from these. And one more way, which is more effective but a little more advanced, I would say, is dribbling down the cards and having a spectator say stop. So when you do this, you lift up most of the cards, leaving behind a few. As long as you leave behind these three cards and at least one face down card, there should be no problem. So you lift up some cards and you can dribble down the cards. So this way there's no chance that they can ever see these three bottom cards. Most cases you won't have a spectator who wants to heckle you so badly, so they'll take a card somewhere from the middle. But if they don't, then there's really nothing you can do about it. If you decide to do this and the spectator decides to be annoying, then they're just trying to kill your trick. So that sort of audience, you will run into it eventually, but you'll have to deal with those situations. And these are the two main tips I can think of for this performance. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment on my Facebook or on my YouTube, and you can send me a message. I'll be happy to answer any doubts. I hope this was helpful, and this has been Kaustubh Varshney. Thank you.